Welcome everyone, Dadhichi here, and this is a typical question whenever I do work, as I have for the past 2 or 3 decades. The typical questions are, career, love, romance, children. Here, just to give you an idea of how I work, a quick synopsis of a question that was given to me on August 9th, 2016. Question of marriage, will I marry? Here we normally look at the 7th house. The chart is prepared for the time of the question, and we look at the positioning of the earth and the heavens at that moment. As you can see, I use a square type of chart to do these sorts of questions, which is a Vedic astrology chart with all of the planets here positioned as they were at the moment of the question. At first, there doesn't appear to be anything happening here in this particular sector, which is Gemini, 7th house relating to marriage. Usually we look at the moon to give us an indication of what the person's thinking or feeling or what the pressing issue is. Here it's in the 11th house, and that may have something to do with one's desire. 11th house is sometimes considered the fulfilling sector of the horoscope. So we know, of course, that the moon being here, the person is cherishing some desire, something that is a lifelong need. But let's take a look at Mercury, the ruler of the 7th house, which is next going to touch base with Jupiter, the ruler of the ascendant or the rising sign at the time of the question. So how we look at this, we see, yes, there is a connection here in terms of what the person is thinking. This is not what we would consider a conjunction due to the fact that it is rather wide in terms of its aspect. There should be no less than about 8 degrees, no more than 8 degrees, for this to be an affirmative answer for the person. I told you I'd tell you something about the moon here. Although it doesn't seem to relate to the 7th house, there is a principle whereby we take the ruler of the ascendant, which is here in the 9th house, and we count as many houses again. And this sector here, which is the sign of Aries, or the 5th house at the time of the question, then becomes a very subtle ascendant, what we call the Arudha Lagna, the projected ascendant. Interestingly, if we take a look here, 7 houses away, the moon. So this is another way to look a little more deeply into the chart and see exactly what the person is thinking about. Indeed, the person's question was about marital issues, and more clearly seen from this particular projected ascendant. More later. This is just a brief introduction, just to give you an idea of what's involved. Look at all of this other juicy stuff here we're going to get into. Look forward to your company. Take care now.